Oh, there's Aaliyah Ball. You gave them every chance to win.
What CaitlinClark said to the refs after the game completely destroyed them. A huge win against Sparks was a slap on the haters' face. With 6 players injured, Clark also in street clothes, and the officials totally biased, Fever still dominated the Sparks. What an irony. What Clark actually said to the refs, and why this win proved Fever is unstoppable. We will tell those 6 powerful words in a while.
CaitlinClark, she's chomping at the bits to start talking to these referees during the game, during free throws, after the game, before the game.
And now the league is literally losing it. Because if fans believe Clark, then the WNBA's credibility is on a much-needed trial. If what Clark did pumps you, right, go Clark, we got your back. So let's slow down and look at how we even got here in the first place. Kelsey Mitchell stepped to the line with 0.4 seconds still left.
Take a look at the clock. 0.4 seconds left on the game clock. We're shooting a free throw.
She missed the first free throw, which obviously was a gut punch. And then she again missed the second. Then the ball bounced off, Dearica Hamby grabbed it, and ideally, the clock should have run out. And I'm saying ideally because that really didn't happen.
If there's one thing that CaitlinClark has been noticing sitting on the bench, it's like, oh my gosh, the officiating in this league is awful. Oh my goodness.
So magically, Sparks got a timeout. Refs went truly biased once again. Think about that. In less than a second, Hamby supposedly grabbed the rebound, secured the ball, and her team called a timeout. It was impossible, and everyone present at the court and at home watching knew it. But well, they already rang the bell. Refs huddled for a good 5 minutes, delayed the entire game, and then handed LA 0.1 seconds on a plate because why not?
There's 0.4 seconds still on the clock. The buzzer has officially sounded. Kelsey Plum hasn't even put her fingers together to call a timeout. Yet Egon Abazi, though the buzzer already sounded, is going to, again, I know this guy's first name, is going to grant them.
And let's be honest. Now let's come to that question, how does Fever still win despite being rigged? You all know, this entire Fevers versus Sparks game looked more like a setup last night. Thanks to the refs, Sparks were granted favors like they own the league. The officials did everything possible to make Sparks win. They were handed whistles for every bump and shove, and Fevers couldn't even come close to buy a call. Aaliyah Boston, who spent the entire game getting bumped and smacked around, couldn't shoot a single free throw, not even one. Even Kelsey Mitchell could only get 4, while the Sparks seemed to live at the line.
You're telling me it takes 0.3 seconds to tap the ball, catch and shoot the ball, whatever the rule is. 0.3 seconds and under, you're beat. 0.3 and up, you have an actual shot. So you're telling me in 0.3 seconds?
So after that Dearica Hamby thing happened, Clark just snapped. She literally stormed at the bald-headed ref and started screaming. So Clark stopped her silence and said, "You gave them every chance to win." What Clark said wasn't personal. She spoke about the league's crisis.
You gave them every chance to win. If you look at this in slow motion, you can see CaitlinClark clearly smiling in confusion.
Which isn't wrong because this has been happening to Fevers for a while now. And the math ain't mathing anymore. And it's not just Clark that's frustrated with the refs. Fans are losing it, players are screaming out loud, and above all, the coaches like Cheryl Reeve have called out the refs this year openly.
But the fact that Dearica Hamby grabbed the ball, and then Kelsey Plum goes for the timeout, and we see the buzzer ring red. Egon Abazi, how much money you got on that game?
And yet the WNBA refuses to change the refs, despite the fact that they look pretty biased towards the Fever. At this point, the WNBA would probably do a headstand if it has to, just to keep CaitlinClark and the Fever's morale down. Referees are probably just one part of this. I mean, just think about it. The refs, who are hired to make decisions in split seconds, are making timing errors not once, twice, but multiple times in every game. And star players are being blasted with whistles while the league's favorite ones could smack anyone around without any penalty.
The problem that a lot of us have with the referees is it's either very physical and they're calling everything or they're missing calls.
And all this makes you wonder why? If you're running the league, wouldn't you want to protect your most marketable player? Wouldn't you make sure she's not in any stress, looks clean, professional, and out of all controversies? What's the point of not changing referees and creating this mess? Unless, of course, the drama and outrage is actually good for the business. But there seems to be a bigger conspiracy that might leave you shocked. Because in every game, a ref makes one wrong choice. CaitlinClark loses it and jumps to defend her teammates. This is what the WNBA wants, to make CaitlinClark so controversial and reactive that people stop giving her any importance and they could go back to their goody two-shoes players. The WNBA is putting Caitlin to test just to make other players shine, and it's more obvious now than ever.
Look at the referee right over here, pointing at her. You see the guy to the right? Point. You, CaitlinClark, you.
But if you thought CaitlinClark losing her mind was wild, wait until you hear what other players are saying. Right after the game, Colson jumped online and called out exactly what everyone saw. Kelsey Mitchell being beat up every night without getting the same whistle as other stars. She keeps getting brutally pushed around, and the refs conveniently close their eyes. Colson said, "The way she gets assaulted is insane." And Sydney is not some fangirl, no. She's a player in the league, putting it out there, plain as the day. Colson also added, "At a certain point in the league's existence, I'm going to need for Kelsey Mitchell to get the same whistle as other stars." The matter has actually gotten too serious because refs don't take Kelsey's whistles seriously.
And I know that a lot of people are like, CaitlinClark fans are like too over the top with this. Like, she's not getting fouled all the time. If you slow down the plays, if you watch the plays, you can see it happen in real time. Like, she is getting bumped, she is getting grabbed, she is getting hand checked throughout the entire game. And it continues to happen. And I feel like that is the game plan when you play against CaitlinClark.
And it doesn't look like they're going to do much. That's until she gets seriously injured. Then they'd smack a performative penalty on her aggressors. But what's the point then? Every player knows that this is getting out of hand now. But wait until you hear what Colson said next, because that might mean a bigger disaster for the refs and for the WNBA. Colson minced no words and blurted out that she's actually advising Kelsey Mitchell's office to press charges. On whom? Maybe the players for pushing her around without worrying that one injury could end her career.
So lads, the Kelsey Mitchell situation is just getting worse right now, and it's something that is getting completely out of hand.
Maybe the refs for never giving her a whistle and allowing her to be the punching bag in every game. Or maybe the WNBA for actually letting it all happen and pretending like everything is normal. And after this statement by Colson, things have gotten too intense.
It's crazy, but let's not sink to their level. Kelsey Mitchell did nothing wrong. But this situation is really weird. It's really weird. And people are making the argument of, oh, the family are seeing all the fans talk about Kelsey Mitchell and they're just defending their relative. And I'm like, not really.
No one thought Sydney would go there, and when she did, even CaitlinClark jumped in to warn her about what the WNBA does to players who speak the truth. Caitlin responded with a tweet saying, "Careful, you're gonna get fined." And Caitlin is referring to the dozen times the Fevers have been fined in the last few months. Even their coach was fined for suggesting that the officials are not getting any better or evolving. Sophia Cunningham, the star player and backbone of CaitlinClark, also got multiple fines just for saying that in the Dallas game, Paige Bueckers got every single whistle.
Well, the WNBA fined me for
No! You got fined for episode 1?
Dude, they fined me $1,500. I'm like, what? I'm like, this is just the beginning. It's like, you're kidding.
Sophia made it clear that no one could touch Paige that night. And this didn't sit well with the officials, so they fined her. Not once, multiple times.
If I was a ref, I know I would mess up all the time. Yeah. Like, I'm not saying that your job is easy, but when it is a simple call right in front of your face multiple times, what are you doing?
What call are you bugged out?
All of them.
Everything?
Like, it's just like they're just so inconsistent. If you're on the other team and you're going to be found it out of me,
yeah,
cool. But let me do it to you.
Yeah. You know
what I mean?
You want
like,
consistency then.
And think about it, this means the refs can protect the players they want to, except for Fever players. And even though the Fevers won this game against Sparks, it still doesn't cancel out the problems with officiating. And CaitlinClark's reaction on winning the game made it obvious that she wasn't going to let it slide. She was happy, but also frustrated and aggressive. Almost as if she's had enough with all the crap her team is being put through. But this isn't just one game. referee Egan Abazi's name has been popping up again and again in fan posts and podcasts. The man has literally been linked to repeated controversial calls all season.
Breaking down everything that has happened with the WNBA referees, because we have another game and we have another situation where WNBA referees fail to make the right calls against CaitlinClark and the Fever. But then people want to get mad when Sophie Cunningham pretty much did what she did. If the referees ain't gonna do it, somebody got to do something, right?
No way is this a coincidence. Meanwhile, something else happened in LA that made this story even bigger. So Clark didn't even play this game. She's completely sidelined right now. But when she walked into the arena tunnel, the crowd literally went insane. It almost felt like she was Michael Jordan for a second. She just sat on the bench in street clothes, and yet she was the one who got the loudest cheers of the night. That's the star power the WNBA couldn't even think of before. At this point, the league is just digging its own grave by constantly putting CaitlinClark around scandals and bad ref calls. Something shady is definitely going on, and it's all linked to CaitlinClark. Everyone knows it at this point. So ask yourself, why is CaitlinClark being made to fight this battle in her rookie year? Why isn't the league protecting her image instead of forcing her to scream? Drop your answers in the comments, and if you're standing with Caitlin, write "Fix the WNBA" down below. For more WNBA news, drama, and updates, like this video and subscribe to the channel. See you on the flip side.